The British Empire once spanned the globe, an unparalleled force in world history that controlled vast territories across continents. Its rise began in the 16th century with the voyages of exploration and the establishment of overseas colonies. By the 19th century, it became the largest empire the world had ever seen, with the sun said to never set on British soil. From the tropical islands of the Caribbean to the deserts of Africa, from the far reaches of India to the jungles of Southeast Asia, the British Empire touched every corner of the globe. But with great power came profound challenges. Over centuries, the empire faced wars, rebellion, and rising nationalist movements that sought independence from British rule. The empire that once thrived on trade, wealth, and military might began to crumble in the 20th century as former colonies fought for freedom. The journey from empire to commonwealth is one of triumph, tragedy, and transformation. This historical narrative explores the causes behind the rise of the British Empire and the factors that led to its eventual fall. It is a tale of ambition, conquest, cultural exchange, and political upheaval, filled with lessons that echo through the annals of history. The British Empire, in all its grandeur, is often hailed as one of the most influential powers in world history. From the reign of Queen Elizabeth I to the zenith of the empire under Queen Victoria, it dominated world politics, economy, and culture. But like all empires, its rise was accompanied by conflicts, ambitions, and contradictions, while its fall was not sudden, but the result of numerous internal and external factors. The journey from the birth of the British Empire to its decline is a fascinating tale of exploration, conquest, diplomacy, and revolution. The rise of the British Empire began during the Age of Exploration in the 15th and 16th centuries. Under the reign of Henry VII, England began to look outward for wealth and power, inspired by the successful voyages of Spain and Portugal. In 1497, John Cabot, sailing under the English flag, reached the coast of North America, setting the stage for English expansion. However, it was Queen Elizabeth I's reign, 1558 to 1603, that truly set the foundation for empire building. Her encouragement of privateers like Sir Francis Drake, who raided Spanish treasure fleets, and her support for colonization in the New World were crucial in laying the groundwork for British imperial ambitions. During this time, England's interest shifted towards establishing colonies, primarily in North America and the Caribbean. The British colonies in Virginia, founded in 1607, and later the Caribbean Sugar Islands, became central to the empire's growing wealth. In the 17th century, England also began to build a powerful navy, essential for protecting its far-flung colonies and trade routes. As a result, the British Empire began to emerge as a global maritime power. By the 18th century, Britain's imperial ambitions reached new heights. The Treaty of Paris, 1763, after the 7 Years' War, marked a pivotal moment in British imperial history. Britain emerged victorious, gaining significant territories including Canada and Florida, while also consolidating control over India. This marked the beginning of British dominance over much of the world. The British Empire expanded rapidly during the 19th century, particularly under the reign of Queen Victoria. The empire's foundation rested on maritime power, trade, and colonization. The British Navy, the most powerful in the world, ensured that Britain could maintain its dominance over vast territories, from the Caribbean to Africa to the Indian subcontinent. This period also saw the creation of the British Raj in India, where Britain ruled for almost 2 centuries, reshaping the cultural, social, and political landscape of the region. In the Americas, the British Empire had to grapple with resistance. The American colonies, initially thriving under British rule, eventually rebelled. The American Revolution, 1775 to 1783, was a pivotal turning point in the empire's history. The loss of the 13 colonies was a significant blow, but Britain's empire was far from finished. It shifted focus to other parts of the world, especially Africa and Asia. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century, played a significant role in both the growth and later challenges faced by the British Empire. Britain's industrialization allowed it to produce goods in unprecedented quantities, driving the empire's economy. Factories churned out textiles, machinery, and weapons, fueling British dominance in global trade. The Industrial Revolution also spurred the growth of British colonialism. The demand for raw materials such as cotton, rubber, and coal led Britain to expand its holdings in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. By the mid-19th century, the British Empire controlled large parts of Africa and Asia, establishing colonies that would be exploited for their resources. British policies in these territories were often harsh, involving forced labor and the extraction of wealth, and the British Empire's vast network of trade routes and colonies became the backbone of its global economy. However, the wealth generated by industrialization also highlighted the contradictions within the empire. As Britain's wealth grew, so did its internal inequalities, leading to political unrest and demands for reforms. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the British Empire began to face mounting pressure from within and outside its borders. Nationalism became a powerful force in many parts of the world, challenging British colonial rule. The most significant example of this was in India, where leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal